Longevity is not magic. It's biology, culture, and daily choices layered together. Today, we ask one practical question. Why do some people age more slowly than others? Over the next 11 to 13 minutes, we'll look at genes, communities known as blue zones, the cellular mechanisms scientists study, and the evidence-backed habits and interventions that actually move the needle on health span. The years you stay healthy and independent. First, a reality check. Aging is not a single thing. It's a collection of processes: DNA damage and imperfect repair, changes to cellular metabolism, chronic low-level inflammation, immune shifts, and the accumulation of dysfunctional cells. Twin and family studies suggest genetics explains roughly 20 to 30% of lifespan variation. That means most of what shapes how we age is environment, behavior, and some chance. That's actually empowering. Many important levers are in our hands. Let's start with genetics. Scientists have identified gene variants associated with longer, healthier lives. Many of these variants affect DNA repair, antioxidant capacity, lipid metabolism, or inflammatory responses. But no single gene is a destiny. Longevity usually emerges from many small genetic effects combined with lifestyle. Think of genes as the starting settings, not the final score. Let's explore a fascinating social pattern known as the blue zones. This term was coined by researcher Dan Buettner to describe specific pockets of the world where people not only live longer, but also healthier. We're talking about regions with an exceptionally high concentration of centenarians, individuals reaching the age of 100. These aren't isolated cases of genetic luck. They are entire communities thriving. The 5 original blue zones are scattered across the globe: the sun-drenched island of Icaria in Greece, the mountainous highlands of Sardinia, Italy, the traditional communities of Okinawa, Japan, the Nicoyan Peninsula in Costa Rica, and a community of Seventh-day Adventists in Loma Linda, California. The common thread isn't a magic supplement. Instead, it's a powerful synergy of lifestyle and environment. Their diets are predominantly plant-based, rich in beans, whole grains, and garden vegetables. Okinawans, for example, practice hara-hachi-bu, stopping eating when they feel 80% full. Natural movement is another cornerstone. They walk, garden, and do household chores without thinking of it as exercise. Social connection is deeply ingrained. In Okinawa, moais, lifelong social support groups, provide security and belonging. Furthermore, they cultivate a strong sense of purpose, what the Japanese call ikigai. This "why I wake up in the morning" is a powerful driver of health. Combined with routines that naturally shed stress, these simple, consistent habits compound over a lifetime, creating a blueprint for longevity. Now let's move beneath the surface to the cellular level. Scientists have identified several hallmarks of aging, the common denominators of how our bodies change. First are our telomeres, the protective caps on our chromosomes. Think of them as the plastic tips on a shoelace. With each cell division, and under stress, these caps shorten. When they become critically short, the cell can no longer divide, entering a state of decline or behaving erratically, contributing to tissue aging. This leads to another key player: cellular senescence. When a cell stops dividing due to damage, it can enter a zombie-like state. While no longer dividing, it's far from dormant. These senescent cells secrete a cocktail of inflammatory molecules that create a toxic environment, damaging healthy neighboring cells and fueling age-related decline throughout the tissue. Next are cellular powerhouses, the mitochondria. These organelles generate the energy that fuels our cells. With age, their efficiency can decline, leading to a cellular energy crisis. Worse, they become leaky, spewing out damaging byproducts called free radicals. This creates oxidative stress, which harms the mitochondria themselves as well as vital cell parts like DNA in a vicious cycle. Then there are epigenetic changes. If our DNA is the hardware, our epigenome is the software telling genes when to turn on and off. Over time, these instructions can get scrambled. This epigenetic drift causes cells to forget their identity and function less effectively. The exciting part is that these marks are dynamic and can be influenced by our lifestyle. Finally, these paths often converge on chronic low-grade inflammation, a process dubbed inflammaging. Unlike helpful acute inflammation, this is a persistent, smoldering fire that accelerates damage. Understanding these hallmarks is empowering. It reveals why diet, exercise, sleep, and stress management are so powerful. They don't just make us feel better, They directly intervene in these core biological processes, helping our cells age more gracefully from the inside out. So what reliably helps humans live healthier longer? Let's cover evidence-based strategies you can use. First, move more and preserve strength. Physical activity is the single most consistently supported lifestyle habit. Aerobic exercise improves cardiovascular health, boosts metabolic function, and supports brain health. Resistance training preserves muscle mass, which is crucial for independence as we age. For most adults, a practical target is about 150 minutes a week of moderate aerobic activity, plus 2 sessions of resistance work. But even small increases, regular brisk walking and 2 short strength sessions, make a meaningful difference. Second, prioritize diet quality over gimmicks. Patterns matter more than single nutrients. Diets rich in vegetables, legumes, whole grains, nuts, fish, and healthy oils, Mediterranean and many blue zone diets, consistently associate with lower chronic disease and mortality. Cut down on ultra-processed foods and added sugars. Small, sustainable dietary shifts beat extreme fads in the long run. Third, sleep and stress matter more than many people realize. Sleep is restorative. It supports immune function, hormone regulation, and brain cleanup. Chronic stress ramps up inflammation and accelerates metabolic wear. A consistent sleep schedule aiming for 7 to 8 hours, and daily stress reduction practices like brief breathing exercises or short walks yield strong health dividends. Fourth, preserve and build muscle. Age-related muscle loss, sarcopenia, predicts frailty and faster functional decline. Resistance training and adequate protein intake are practical, high-impact strategies to maintain strength and resilience. Fifth, nurture social ties and purpose. Epidemiological studies show that social integration and a sense of purpose are strongly associated with longer, healthier lives. Social networks influence behavior, buffer stress, and encourage activity. Investing in community and meaningful routines is biological, not just feel good. Sixth, preventive medical care matters. Controlling high blood pressure, elevated blood glucose, and unhealthy lipid profiles reduces the risk of heart disease, stroke, kidney disease, and other age-related conditions. Smoking cessation and vaccination when appropriate remain among the highest value medical actions. Seventh, timing and caloric strategies can improve biomarkers. In animal models, caloric restriction reliably extends lifespan. In humans, evidence is mixed but promising for metabolic benefits with approaches like time-restricted eating or intermittent fasting. These approaches improve insulin sensitivity and other markers for many people, but long-term lifespan effects in humans remain uncertain. If you try them, tailor them to your health status and consult a clinician when necessary. Eighth, be cautiously optimistic about emerging therapies. Research into senolytics, drugs that selectively remove senescent cells, mTOR inhibitors like rapamycin, and metabolic drugs such as metformin are advancing. Animal data show lifespan and healthspan benefits. Early human studies are small and preliminary. None of these are a proven general-purpose anti-aging pill yet. Safety and large-scale evidence come first. So, how do you put this into practice? Let's create a simple, one-week plan. The key is avoiding overwhelm. Instead of changing everything at once, pick just 1 or 2 of these priorities to start. This approach helps you build momentum and create sustainable habits that last, rather than attempting a short-term, all-or-nothing overhaul. First, increase daily movement. This doesn't require hours at the gym. Add a 20 to 30-minute brisk walk each day. It's fantastic for your heart and mood. Complement this with 2 short, 15-minute resistance sessions per week using body weight or bands. This helps maintain vital muscle mass and supports your metabolism. Second, improve 1 meal per day. Focusing on a single meal makes change feel manageable. Add a colorful vegetable to your dinner, mix legumes like lentils into a soup, or include a portion of healthy fish. At the same time, upgrade your snacks. Replace processed options with whole foods like fruit, nuts, or seeds to stabilize your energy and get more nutrients. Third, prioritize sleep. It's a cornerstone of health. Set a consistent bedtime to regulate your body's internal clock. Then, establish a 30 to 60-minute wind-down routine. This means putting screens away to avoid blue light, which disrupts sleep hormones. Instead, try reading a physical book, gentle stretching, or listening to calm music to signal that it's time to rest. And fourth, manage stress with daily micro-routines, short, intentional breaks to calm your nervous system. Just 10 minutes of focused breathing, a short walk in nature, or a quick phone call with a friend can lower the stress hormone cortisol. This directly boosts your body's ability to recover. Find what works for you and schedule it into your day. 5. Schedule a basic health check. Know your blood pressure, fasting glucose and lipid numbers, and discuss preventive steps with your clinician. 6. Stay socially engaged. Try a weekly group activity, call a friend, or join a local class. Social routines compound health benefits over years. A few important cautions. Avoid miracle cures and one-size-fits-all promises. Many supplements and youth products lack robust human evidence. Animal studies do not guarantee human benefits, and individual responses vary because of genetics, environment, and prior health. Use skepticism and prioritize durable behavioral changes. Why small improvements matter. Modest shifts in population behavior translate into large public health gains, fewer heart attacks, lower dementia rates, and more years of independent life. That's the practical payoff of thinking long-term and implementing small, consistent changes. In short, genes influence how we start, but behavior and environment steer where we go. The best current prescription for longer, healthier life is movement, quality nutrition, sleep, stress management, social connection, preventive medical care, and cautious attention to promising new therapies as they are validated. If you want a short, printable checklist or a step-by-step 30-day starter plan, I can prepare one that breaks these actions into daily tasks. For now, thank you for watching. Aging is influenced, not predetermined. Subscribe for evidence-first health deep dives and practical guidance.